They looked at the screw and saw nothing. Just a tiny, cold piece of metal. A forgotten tool. It had no shine, no obvious value. It was ordinary. So they dismissed it. They threw it into a box, or worse, the trash. Why? Because it didn't fit their vision. It didn't move the way they wanted. It didn't show results without effort. But here's what they didn't understand. That screw wasn't made to move on its own. It wasn't designed to shine without resistance. Its purpose wasn't visible until pressure was applied. And that's exactly like life. That's exactly like you. Maybe right now, you feel overlooked. You feel like people around you don't understand your value. You've been underestimated, rejected, pushed aside. You've been told you're not enough, not smart enough, not talented enough, not ready. But they only see the surface. They don't see the threads, the depth, the purpose embedded inside you. You've been called useless, broken, unnecessary. But the truth is, you just haven't been put under the right kind of pressure yet. Because the pressure doesn't destroy the screw, it reveals it. There was a man who worked construction for 20 years. Every day, he carried heavy steel, installed walls, raised beams. No one paid attention to him. No cameras. No applause. Just sweat, dust, and silence. But every screw he drilled into the framework made a house stand, a roof stay up, a home come alive. People lived safe because of his unnoticed work. One day, a young man said, "Why do you work so hard for so little?" He smiled, wiped the sweat from his face, and said, "Because pressure built me. And now, I use pressure to build others." That's what most don't understand. Strength doesn't come without struggle. Value isn't always visible. Purpose isn't always praised. But real ones, they keep showing up. So, I need you to listen. I need you to hear me right now. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are a screw with threads so precise, so powerful, that when the right pressure comes, everything will click into place. The people who called you useless, they didn't know what they were looking at. The ones who said you wouldn't make it, they had no idea what was buried inside you. Because when pressure hits, the real kind, your direction becomes clear. Your purpose locks in. You become unshakable. You hold foundations together. Say it with me, even if your voice shakes. I'm not broken. I'm built different. I was made for pressure. I am valuable. I hold things together. I am purpose in motion. I am not here by accident. I don't need to be flashy to be powerful. I don't need validation to be necessary. My work matters. My presence matters. My pressure has a purpose. Let's talk about discipline. Not motivation. Not hype. Discipline. Because the screw doesn't complain when pressure comes. It doesn't scream. It's too hard. It stays still. It lets the force do its work. And what comes out on the other side? Connection. Strength. Stability. That's what your life needs. Not more waiting. Not more self-doubt. Discipline. Because pressure is coming whether you're ready or not. And if you're not grounded, if your threads aren't aligned, you'll crack under what was meant to build you. A blacksmith doesn't cry when the metal gets hot. He expects it. He counts on it. The heat is where the shaping happens. You ever see a blacksmith panic when the fire roars? No, he leans into it. Because the fire reveals strength. You're in the fire right now, good. That means something is being shaped. That means the hammer is molding something that will last. You think diamonds are made by accident? You think steel is born soft? Every powerful object you've ever respected was shaped by pressure. And so will you. Repeat after me. Pressure is not my enemy. It is my invitation. I don't run from the fire. I rise inside it. I was not made to sit on the shelf. I am not here to be silent. I was made for foundations. I was made to hold weight. I was made to carry vision. I don't fold. I don't break. I focus. I rise. I drill in deeper. And here's the truth. Pressure doesn't show up once. It comes again and again. That's why reps matter. Showing up matters. You don't strengthen steel with one hit. You strike it again and again until it takes the form you need. So ask yourself, what are your reps? What are you doing every day that brings you closer to your strength? Or are you just avoiding the screw gun of life because it might be uncomfortable? You want transformation. You better be ready for pressure. Because pressure isn't punishment, it's the price. Every time pressure is applied to the screw, it tightens. It goes deeper. And every turn brings it closer to full alignment. That's you. Life will turn you. Sometimes gently, sometimes violently. But with every turn, you are being planted, not punished. Settled, not scattered. Grounded, not forgotten. You may not like the turns. They feel rough. They strip your pride. They shake your emotions. But it's in those turns that your purpose becomes unmovable. You are no longer floating, no longer unstable. You are fixed. And when you're fixed, you can support more than just yourself. You can carry others. You can lift vision. You become a pillar, not just a person. There's a story of a man who tried to build a bookshelf. He bought premium wood, expensive polish, fancy tools. But when he finished, the shelf tilted, collapsed. Every book fell. He tried again and again. Something was off. Then one day, a carpenter saw the issue. He smiled and said, "You're missing a screw. One tiny piece, but without it, nothing holds." That's how important you are. You might feel small, unseen, replaceable, but someone's life, someone's stability, depends on your strength. You're not optional. You're essential. You think the pressure doesn't hurt? Of course it does. The turn strips you. The twist challenges your limits. It brings up old wounds. It resurfaces self-doubt. But it's necessary. No screw settles without friction. And no life finds its place without resistance. You might be asking, why is this happening to me? Let me reframe that. It's happening for you. It's shaping you. Every no, every delay, every betrayal. It's not pushing you away from purpose. It's locking you into it. Say it loud this time. Say it from your gut. I am not weak. I am not wasting. I am worth the wait. Pressure does not scare me. It completes me. I rise under pressure. I focus under pressure. I align under pressure. I do not panic. I do not fold. I drive deeper into my purpose. I was made to last. Let's talk about people. Some people grab the right tool and use it the wrong way. They try to hammer a screw. They try to bend it, twist it by hand. And when it doesn't work, they blame the screw. They say it's defective, but it wasn't the screw's fault. It was the user. That's you in life. Maybe people didn't know how to love you, how to lead you, how to recognize your design. And instead of admitting that, they blamed you, called you the problem, called you broken. But you're not. You just needed the right environment, the right alignment, the right kind of pressure, not abuse, not control, but purpose. A young woman spent years in jobs where she was overlooked. Managers dismissed her. Co-workers mocked her ideas. She started to believe she had no value. Until one day, someone saw her differently, gave her a project that aligned with her strengths. And suddenly, she lit up, excelled, became the leader everyone followed. What changed? Not her value, her environment. Just like the screw, she wasn't broken. She just wasn't in the right place. But once pressure was applied properly, her purpose exploded. Pressure without direction destroys. But pressure with direction empowers. You need to apply pressure with intention. You're not just working hard, you're working with vision. You're not just surviving the twist, you're aligning your threads. Because once you lock in, you become unstoppable. Nobody can shake what's been drilled into purpose. You become the backbone of things bigger than you. Of families, of businesses, of dreams. Say it, speak it, own it. I am aligned. I am focused. I am not random. I am not just spinning. I am locking into purpose. I am tightening into strength. I will not be shaken. I will not be wasted. I will not let others misuse me again. I am more than potential. I am power. And here's something most people don't understand. Pressure takes time. Screws don't get installed with speed. They get installed with precision. One turn at a time. That's why your journey is taking longer than others. That's why your success isn't overnight. Because you're being planted deep. You're meant to hold heavy things. So don't compare your timing to someone else's highlight reel. Their bolt might be faster, but your screw holds longer. Close your eyes, not literally, but in your mind. See your past, every hurt, every challenge, every rejection. Now, imagine each one as a twist, a turn, taking you deeper, aligning you further. Now feel the grip, feel the resistance, feel yourself locking into something unshakable. That's your purpose. That's your identity. You were never spinning randomly. You were being planted perfectly. You ever notice a screw has threads? Spirals. Grooves carved deep. They aren't just decoration, they're design. They are what allow the screw to hold on, to grip, to stay locked when the pressure rises. Without those threads, it would slide out the moment resistance came. And just like that screw, you've got threads too. Invisible to the world, but vital to your strength. Your failures? That's one thread. Your heartbreaks? Another thread. Your lonely nights, your sleepless battles, the betrayals, the self-doubt, the losses, all threads. Every painful experience carved a groove in you, not to weaken, but to prepare you. Because only someone with threads can grip real purpose. Flat, unscarred, untouched people don't last when life gets heavy. But you've got scars. You've got experience. You've got grooves of growth. You're not smooth. You're strong. Think about it. That breakup, it taught you self-worth. That job rejection, it taught you redirection. That friend who ghosted you, they taught you how to walk alone. That health scare, it taught you to value time. Every event left a mark, a spiral, a lesson. You are threaded with wisdom, built to lock in when life gets tough. So stop cursing your past. Start respecting it. It made you hold when others would have slipped. Say this to yourself: I honor my pain. I respect my journey. My scars are not shame. They are structure. I am not unfinished. I am threaded for greatness. No twist can strip me. No pressure can break me. I was made to hold purpose. I'm not smooth. I'm strong. But let's be clear, not all pressure is good. Some people will try to use you, not build you. Some will press you, twist you, push you, for their gain, not your growth. That's not purpose. That's abuse. That's misalignment. Even a screw, if over-tightened, gets stripped. Useless, loose, broken. You've got to protect your purpose from people who don't know how to treat you. Your energy isn't for everyone. Your strength isn't for every structure. Stop staying in jobs, friendships, relationships, environments where they keep turning you without care. You weren't made to be stripped. You were made to build. There was once a boy who gave everything to everyone, said yes to every request, let everyone twist him, turn him, push him. Over time, he lost his grip. He felt empty, numb, like he wasn't himself anymore. It wasn't until he said no that he began to heal. Pressure isn't the enemy. Misused pressure is. Choose where you apply your strength. You ever watch someone install a screw? They don't rush it. They don't slam it. They don't spin wildly. They go slow, steady, deliberate, because precision builds strength. Same with you. Stop rushing your journey. Stop spinning for validation. Take your time. Go deep, not wide. Let purpose guide the turns, not panic. Fast fame fades. Fast success breaks. But slow strength? It holds forever. Remind yourself, I don't have to rush. I don't have to prove. I go deep, not fast. I move with purpose, not panic. My pace is not weakness, it's wisdom. I do not spin for attention. I screw in with power. You've seen others win before you. You've clapped while hurting. You've smiled while wondering, when is it my turn? But listen, a screw doesn't get noticed until the very end. The wood is cut. The plans are drawn. The tools are gathered. And then, only then, the screws go in. That's you. You're the final piece. The one who holds everything together. You might feel unseen now, but when it's your turn, you'll be the one holding up everything others lean on. Close your eyes and imagine. You've waited, you've worked, you've healed, you've grown. Now, the final turn begins. The last twist into your place of purpose. You feel it, the pressure, the alignment, the clicking into position. You are now fixed, unshakable, built into destiny. You've been doubted, ignored, overlooked, maybe even by yourself. But let me tell you something. Purpose doesn't need applause. It needs alignment. It needs pressure in the right direction. And that's exactly what life has been doing for you. Every delay, every denial, every door that slammed in your face was a redirection, not a rejection. You weren't being buried. You were being planted. And now, your roots are deep. Deeper than most. Because what's coming isn't small, it's weighty. Heavy. Meant only for someone who can hold it. And that someone is you. You're not behind. You're in preparation. You're not lost. You're being led. Every turn life forced on you had a reason. Every not yet was a setup. Every setback was a thread carving into your soul, deepening your grip for the greatness ahead. Some people get success fast, and they slide right out when pressure hits. But you've got the grooves. You won't slip when the spotlight shines. You won't crack when leadership leans on you, because you were made for this. Look back for a second, not to stay there, just to witness the proof. Look at what you survived. Look at what didn't kill you. Look at what tried to strip you down to nothing, and still you rise. Not bitter, not broken, but built. Built through tension, built through tight turns, built through seasons that tried to unwind you. That's who you are. And now it's time to turn forward. Not with fear, with force, with faith, with fire. You've got the scars to prove you're real. You've got the patience to prove you're ready. You've got the power to screw into your rightful place in the world and never come loose. Let them watch. Let them wonder. Let them whisper. You don't need to explain the threads in your soul. Just hold. Just keep turning slowly, with purpose. Every rotation is a revelation. Every twist, a transformation. Every turn, a testimony. You are not like the rest. You were designed differently. Built deliberately. Carved by chaos. Strengthened in silence. You are the screw that holds together a foundation no one else can see yet. But when they do, when they finally do, they'll understand why it took so long, why it had to hurt, why you couldn't quit. You weren't being punished. You were being prepared. And now, the pressure begins to make sense. Every sleepless night, every unanswered prayer, every failure that made you question your worth, all of it had a job. To carve, to cut, to create the perfect path for your purpose to lock into place. You see, a screw doesn't force itself in. It doesn't explode. It doesn't shout. It turns, slowly, intentionally, under pressure. And with each twist, it tightens its grip. That's you. You've been turning quietly while the world watched louder people grab the spotlight. But here's the truth. The spotlight fades. What holds everything together, what truly matters, is the screw. The one holding the weight of what others built. And without you, it all falls apart. Your consistency is your power. Your patience is your weapon. And your story, your long, winding, pressure-packed story, is what gives you the right to lead, to carry, to rise. Don't let anyone tell you that slow progress is weakness. That quiet persistence is insignificance. Because it's in the shadows that the strongest structures are forged. Steel doesn't scream while it hardens. It just holds, brick by brick, thread by thread. And just like that screw, your value is in your depth, not your noise. You weren't made to flash and fade. You were made to last, to stay, to endure. And endurance is not given. It's earned deep in the pressure. You earn it when you keep showing up after disappointment. When you say not yet instead of I quit. When you turn, even one more time. When your hands are shaking and your hope is fading. That's where legends are born. That's where champions are carved. That's where screws become sacred. Not because they shine, but because they never back out. You're not going to back out. Not now. Not this far in. You've already taken too much pain for it to be pointless. You've already seen too much to stop now. There's more in you. More turns. More strength. More grip. Let the pressure come. Let the resistance rise. It's not here to stop you. It's here to shape you. Each ounce of force applied to your life is just more evidence that you matter, that you're essential, that you were designed to hold heavy things that others can't. So when the world shakes, you hold. When the winds roar, you stay. When everything says, loosen your grip, you tighten. And you turn. And you turn again. Because this isn't just about surviving the pressure. It's about becoming something because of it. The screw doesn't just survive the drill. It fulfills its purpose through it. So must you. Every hard day, every rejection, every failure, they are not signs to stop. They are confirmations that you're being set into something important. Something bigger than you. See, when a screw is finally tightened, it disappears. You barely notice it on the surface. But without it, the whole thing collapses. And that's what you are. Unseen, maybe, but essential. They might not notice your effort. They might not clap for your dedication. They might never understand your late nights, your skipped parties, your lonely mornings, but you're not doing it for applause. You're doing it for the structure, for what you're building, for who you're becoming. Because without screws, everything falls apart. And without you, a dream dies. Let that settle deep inside. Without you, that dream dies. That family never heals. That business never gets built. That version of you that you know you're capable of never rises. But now you're awake. Now you know what you are. Not useless, not forgotten, not broken, just waiting. Waiting for the pressure that unlocks your power. The screw wasn't useless, it just needed pressure. So take that pressure, every single ounce of it. Turn it into fuel. Turn it into direction. Let it drive you deeper, not away. Because deep roots don't fear storms. Because strong screws don't rattle in the wind. Because now you understand, the pressure is your path. The pressure is your place. The pressure is your power. Under pressure, the screw doesn't bend, it finds its grip. It tightens. It locks in. And so must you. This world will try to loosen your hold, shake your resolve, make you believe you're not made for the place you're being driven into. But don't let go. Don't pull back. Don't fall for the illusion that pressure is punishment. It's not. It's preparation. It's the drill guiding you into purpose, the rotation aligning you with destiny. Each turn of pressure is a chance to dig deeper, to become more stable, more grounded, more essential. Because when you finally settle in, when your soul clicks into the life you were made for, nothing and no one can rip you out of it. And yes, it hurts sometimes. The twisting, the slow grind, the friction. There are moments when you feel stripped down, worn out, threadbare. Like you've been turned too many times and there's nothing left to hold on to. But listen to me. You're not stripped, you're shaped. You're not worn down, you're being fitted. Every hardship is forming your strength. Every trial is aligning your threads. And once you're in, once that moment comes when you're finally fixed in position, everything changes. Because then you don't move. Then you support the weight of others. Then you hold it all together. But only if you don't quit midway. Only if you don't abandon the process when it starts to hurt. You see, some people want the purpose without the pressure. They want the glory without the grind. They want to be the screw that holds everything together without ever being driven in. That's not how it works. Not in life. Not in legacy. Not in becoming who you were made to be. You want to make an impact? Get used to the pressure. Get used to people not seeing what you're going through while expecting you to hold everything together. Get used to the silence, the darkness, the cold steel of moments that test every fiber of your will. Because pressure doesn't just reveal who you are, it defines it. It makes it undeniable. So when life starts to turn and turn and turn, don't panic. Don't scream. Don't run. Remember this. You're being positioned, secured, aligned with something greater. You're not just going through pressure, you're going through transformation. The kind of transformation that builds foundations. The kind that makes people look back one day and say, that one held it all together. You're not a failure. You're not behind. You're not weak. You're in progress. You are the screw in motion. And the more you embrace the turns, the deeper your purpose becomes. The stronger your hold on this life, on this mission, on this calling. And one day, the pressure will stop. The drill will slow. And you'll feel it. That click. That stillness. That moment of alignment. Where everything you've been through suddenly makes sense. Where the pressure becomes peace. Where your fight turns into function. That's the moment you've been built for. But until then, turn. And as you turn, something shifts inside you. Your tolerance increases. Your skin thickens. Your patience stretches. You stop asking, why is this happening to me? And start saying, what is this preparing me for? You begin to realize that the pressure isn't random. It's not cruel. It's calibration. You're being aligned to something more stable than what you once stood on. You're being called to carry weight that your former self couldn't hold. And this new version of you, it doesn't break under pressure. It becomes precise because of it. You see, people look at the outside, the shine, the polish, the position, but they forget the process. They admire those who stand tall, secure, and immovable, but they never ask how deep the threads run. They don't see the friction, the resistance, the struggle. But you know, you've lived it, and you're still living it. Every twist you endure takes you deeper into your calling. Every challenge that threatens to strip you also builds the grooves of experience that make you irreplaceable. There's beauty in being underestimated. There's fire in being overlooked. Because the screw that no one believed in often becomes the one that holds up the whole damn structure. You're not made to sit on the surface. You're made to be embedded in something meaningful, something lasting, something that holds. But hear me clearly. Pressure without purpose is pain. Pressure with purpose is power. And your pain, your resistance, your pressure, it's not for nothing. It's forming the power within you. The kind of power that doesn't just speak, it supports. The kind that doesn't need to shout to be heard, because it holds so much more in silence. The world may never applaud the screw. They'll praise the architecture, the design, the beauty of what's seen. But the screw? It's hidden. It's buried. And yet, without it, the entire masterpiece would fall apart. That's you. Silent, steady, secure. So keep turning, keep pushing, keep embracing the pressure. Because when you're finally in, locked into your role, purpose doesn't need to shout, it simply holds. And holding, quietly, steadily, under pressure, that is strength most people will never understand. You didn't get this far just to be seen. You didn't fight through the pressure the grinding, the resistance, just to be visible. You came here to be valuable. And value isn't always loud. Value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's tucked behind walls, holding up something greater than itself. And you're the screw that nobody saw coming, but everybody needed. Let that sink in. The ones who last are the ones who withstood, not the flashy ones, not the loud ones, not the ones who folded when the torque got tight, but the ones who understood. The deeper you go, the stronger the hold. You want impact? Then you need pressure. You want purpose? Then you'll have to go inward, not outward. Because here's the truth. You're not just being turned, you're being transformed. Every twist, every doubt, every failure that tried to unscrew your spirit was only making your grip tighter. They thought you were slipping, but you were settling, aligning, locking in. Because some people break under pressure, but some become. And you're not just surviving the pressure, you're becoming because of it. Don't run from it. Don't pray it away. Use it. Use the pressure to go deeper into your purpose. Use the resistance to build resilience. Because pressure doesn't destroy the screw, it gives it meaning. It gives it place. It gives it power. So the next time life tightens around you, remember, you're not being undone. You're being driven in. So many people get discouraged when they don't see instant results, when the world doesn't immediately recognize their effort. But what they don't realize is the screw doesn't show its worth on the surface. It sinks beneath the surface. Its strength isn't in being visible. Its strength is in being integrated. And that takes time. That takes patience. You don't hammer a screw into place with one hit. You apply steady pressure, bit by bit, turn by turn. You go deeper. You go further. And with each rotation, you align more with your mission. That's how progress happens. Not in leaps, but in layers. Not in applause, but in alignment. You feel lost sometimes because you're not meant to stay on the surface. You're being called deeper. You're being formed into something foundational, something that holds others up. And yes, it hurts. The pressure can feel like punishment, but it's not. It's placement. Life is placing you where you're needed most, where your strength becomes structure, where your scars become support. So don't give up when it gets tight. Tight means strong. Tight means stable. Tight means ready. And when you feel like giving up, remember, you are being driven with purpose, and that pressure, that's proof that you matter, that you're becoming essential. And essential things are never easy to install. But once they're in, they don't move. When life begins to twist you, when the pressure starts to build, when you feel yourself being turned again and again in the same direction, that's not stagnation, that's alignment. You are being aligned with your calling. Each turn, each challenge, each hardship is not meant to destroy you. It's designed to secure you. You don't fasten a screw by pulling it out. You drive it deeper. That's how it holds. That's how it lasts. And just like the screw, you were made to hold under pressure. You were made to connect pieces that once fell apart. You were made to bring strength where there was once weakness. That's your power. That's your gift. But too many people stop at the first turn. They give up when it tightens. They mistake resistance for rejection. But the truth is, if it's tight, it's working. If it's hard, it's real. You weren't born to live loose. You weren't built for easy exits. You were shaped for endurance, for depth, for connection. And no matter how slow it feels, you're still turning, still threading through your obstacles, still moving forward. Even if the world doesn't see it yet, even if nobody applauds. Because the screw never needs a spotlight. It only needs pressure and a reason to hold. And when that pressure keeps coming, don't panic. Don't wish it away. Don't look for the easy path or the loose end. Because pressure is not your enemy. It's the very force that gives you purpose. Without it, you'd fall out of place. Without it, you'd have no grip. Think about it. The screw doesn't ask for comfort. It doesn't ask for a break. It doesn't stop halfway in. It knows that only when it's driven all the way does it become unshakable. And that's the mindset you need to carry. Let every hardship be a turn. Let every heartbreak be a thread pulling you deeper into strength. Let every loss become part of your grip. Some people are trying to be nails, loud, flashy, easy to hammer in and quick to come loose. But not you. You're a screw. Quiet, focused, patient, and once you're in, you stay in. That's not weakness. That's mastery. That's the kind of pressure that creates impact. Not for a moment, but for a legacy. The deeper you go, the more you hold. The more you hold, the more things depend on you. families, dreams, communities, held together by those who can take the pressure and stay the course. That's you. And every time you feel turned by life, it's not punishment, it's progress. You're being pulled deeper for a reason. Because someone out there is waiting for you to hold firm, waiting for you to finish the turn, waiting for your strength to connect what's broken in their world. And you will, one thread at a time. And when the world tries to unscrew you, to twist you back out after everything you've endured, you resist. You hold firm, because now you're deep. You've been through too much to come loose now. You've earned your place. You've earned your pressure. You've been shaped by it, hardened by it, defined by it. The noise, the doubt, the storms, they don't scare you anymore. They can't move you, because you're not surface level. You're not temporary. You're not a placeholder. You're anchored. Your worth doesn't lie in what's seen on the outside. It's in how deep you've gone. It's in the struggle nobody saw, the pressure nobody felt but you. And still, you held on. That's strength. That's power. That's what it means to live with intention. That's what it means to carry meaning. And you carry so much more than you realize. So now don't pull back. Don't loosen your grip on life. The pressure you're under, it's not punishment, it's purpose. It's refining you, like a screw being driven into wood, steel, or stone. Every turn, every twist, every ounce of force pushing against you, it's placing you exactly where you're meant to be. You're locking into something bigger, a foundation, a legacy, a future. You may feel the resistance now. You may feel like the world is bearing down on you. But what if that's the point? What if you're not being broken, you're being built? What if the pressure you're facing isn't here to destroy you, but to define you? The screw doesn't get to choose when or where it's used. It doesn't get to question the hand that holds the drill, but it becomes strong because of it. It becomes necessary because of it. It becomes part of something enduring. And so do you. And in time, that pressure, it becomes your power. Because unlike those who crumble when life tightens its grip, you held steady. Unlike those who pop out at the first sign of resistance, you stayed. You dug in. You let the friction shape you. And now, you're embedded in something that will last beyond you. You've been driven with purpose. You've been aligned with precision. You've been placed not just anywhere, but exactly where strength was needed, where stability was required, where others would fail to hold, you endure. You are no longer the uncertain, overlooked, underestimated soul you once were. You are essential. You are integral. And the world? The world holds together because of people like you. So remember this, the screw was never useless. It just needed pressure, just like you. The next time life presses hard, welcome it. The next time you feel twisted, turned, or pushed down, remember, that's how you're being placed where you belong. That's how you find your fit. That's how you become irreplaceable. Be like the screw, not flashy, not loud, not desperate for attention, but powerful, precise, and deeply necessary. When others quit, you stay. When others panic, you breathe. When others fall out, you tighten in. You were made for this. You were made for pressure. You were made for purpose. And now, you're exactly where you need to be.